have reached Red Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Transformers Legacy, Wildlife. Transformers Legacy Decepticon Wild Rider. But before I get to the actual review, let's go over some of the fantastic details on this packaging. Up front, you have two display windows showing you both the figure and all the accessories inside. Then on top of the box here, you have the Transformers Legacy logo. Then down here, you have the 2 out of 5 pieces of Metasol. Then on the front of the packaging here, in the corner here, you have the Takara Tommy logo along with the Transformers Generation logo. Here's the Transformers. Then on the other side you have Decepticon Wild Rider. In the middle here you have a beautiful illustration of Wild Rider in his car mode. Then on the bottom here it says Transformers Legacy, and below that it states that he is indeed a deluxe class figure. In the corner here the Hasbro logo. Then on the side of the packaging here you have Wild Rider in his robot mode. Then on the side of the packaging here there's a beautiful montage of all the Decepticons from Legacy, starting with Megatron, Dragstrip, Iguanas, Skywar, and Kickback. And over here you have a little picture of Cybertron, and below all of that you have the Transformer Authentic logo. At the very bottom here it says that it's part of the Legacy collection. Then on the back of the packaging here you have all of the figures features, such as Wild Rider in his robot mode and Wild Rider in his car mode. Up here it says Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Then over here you have the Decepticon Wild Rider, you have the Hasbro logo again. And over here you have a QR code where you scan it and you can see the tech spec for Wild Rider. Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Wild Rider. Wild Rider was released on October 5th, 2022 with the suggested retail price of $24.99, and he was available at all major retailers. Wild Rider was released along with the other Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Wave 2 figures, Elita 1, Prime Universe Knockout, and Predacon Tarantulas. Wild Rider is a G1 inspired figure that converts into a sports car mode in 17 steps. He also combines with other Legacy Stunticon figures to form Metasaur's left leg. His accessories include 2 Energon blasters and instruction. Wild Rider stands 5.5 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 8 and up. Next, I'm going to go ahead and transform Wild Rider from his robot mode into a sports car mode. But the first thing you'll always want to do is remove all the accessories. So I'm going to take his Energon blaster and put it off to the side. So the first step they want you to do is take the fist and flip them right into the form. Just like that. When you do that to the other side, take that fist right into the form, just like that. Because for step 2, you have a hinge joint right there. So you're going to take this panel, flip it down just like that. For step 3, you want you to take the head right here, flip it up just like that. For step 4, you have a tab right there and tab right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Move it a little bit closer. You gotta port it in right there and right there. So I'm going to flip this panel back up, put it right back in those portholes. Step 5, then you go and turn the figure all the way around. Get these 2 panels right here. Then you go ahead and flip it up just like that. We'll do that to the other side. Kind of click it all into place, just like that. For step 6, you have this backpack right here. So you go ahead and bring it all the way up, and kind of tap it right in, just like this. For step 7, you have this windshield right here. Go and flip it down, and tap it right in place, just like that. Step 8, right at the waist right here, this is going to rotate it all the way around, just like that. For step 9, right at the back of the feet right here, you got 2 portholes right there and right there. The 2 pegs right there and right there. You want you to go ahead and flip that up so it tabs right in place, just like that. For step 10, over here you have a couple panels right there. It should be a little hinge joint. What you do is flip these panels open just like that. Step 11 is pretty simple. All you're going to do with the two leg pieces, you want to go ahead and tap these two center pieces together just like that. You click right into place. Step 12 is very old school. You take this little back end, you want to flip it over into the thigh, just like that. Out for the 13th and final step, and that one's pretty simple. You take the two panels right here, you just flip them in just like that. You flip it in just like that, and now you have Wild Rider in his sports car mode. Now that I have Wild Rider in his sports car mode and on my display table, I just want to go over some of his play features and accessories first by talking about his Energon Blaster. And he comes with two of these. You can arm these Energon Blasters while Wild Rider is in his car mode by taking these blasters. On about each one of these blasters you have 5mm peg. In the back of the car here in the hatch, you have two 5mm portholes. You just plug both these blasters into the portholes, and now you have Wild Rider armed while he's in his car mode. In the original Generation 1 toy, they did come with little cannons that could attach to the back of the car, and they came up in the top here. And I believe Wild Riders did have his, and his was black. And I think this is what this is supposed to simulate, that double Energon cannon blaster that kind of ports into the back of the car. But if you choose so, if you want to turn this into a double barrel blaster, each side of these blasters have a porthole and a peg. And you just go ahead and you plug them into each other, which forms the double Energon barrel blaster. And you could also do that too, you just plug that in. And that's kind of awkward. I'd rather have each individual blaster plugged in each porthole, but you kind of have that weird one-sided blaster thing. I'm not a big fan of arming my Transformers while they're in their alt modes. I just want to go ahead and talk about the detailing on this actual Wild Rider in this car mode. I mean, it's fantastic. The wheels do actually roll, but the only thing is this part right here kind of prevents it from like really setting too well, so the wheels don't actually roll too well. I mean, we got a lot of great detailing with the wheels. They do rotate around a little bit. And you also have the red translucent window. I don't know if you can see that focused. You kind of see through the windshield. Really, really cool feature. I mean, Wild Rider was done really well. And he does form Menassor's left leg, which I'll get into later on. I'm going to be going rotating around so you can see what he looks like from all angles. I am very happy with his car mode. You know, and a lot of these Legacy and War for Cybertron figures, they have sacrificed parts of the alt mode to kind of make the robot mode look more faithful to the animated model from the Generation of cartoon series or the movie. And I'm glad that they're able to pull off both the car mode and the robot mode, which I'll get into in a moment, like really nicely in one package. And also with Menasor, which I'll get into a separate review. Now that I have Wild Rider in his robot mode and on my display table, I once again want to go over some of his play features by talking about his Energon Blaster. And he came with two Energon Blasters. In order to arm him with these Energon Blasters, on the bottom of the Energon Blaster you have a 5mm peg. Each one of this is a 5mm porthole. You just plug that right in. Now you have Wild Rider armed with this Energon Blaster. You have the option to arm him with both Energon Blasters in both fists, or what you can do is go ahead and take this Energon Blaster out. On each one of his blasters, you have a 5mm porthole right there. On the other side, you have two 5mm pegs. You can actually combine these two Energon Blasters to form a double-barreled Energon Blaster, just like this. All you do is you take one of those 5mm pegs on the bottom, put it right into his fist. Now you have Wild Rider armed with his double-barreled Energon Blaster. Really cool feature. I mean, he didn't come with a lot of accessories, and as I mentioned earlier on, he's 1/5 of Menasor. He does form Menassor's left leg, but I'm going to do a separate review on Menasor to get into all the details on Menasor. So I'm kind of excluding Menasor from this review. But other than that, Wild Rider is a very, very unique character. I did like his personality in the cartoon series. He stood out, he was kind of crazy and very unorthodox, which I really enjoyed. But out of all three of the Wild Riders, I do remember them releasing between Generation 1 and Combiner Wars and Legacy. This is my favorite version and my most definitive version of Wild Rider. I mean, the Combiner War version of Wild Rider was very, very nice also. I really enjoyed that figure. I liked the transformation. The Metasaur was kind of a little strange. I mean, all the figures for Combiner Wars were kind of modernized versions of the Generation 1 figures. I mean, the Generation 1 figure, it is what it is. That's a great figure also, but I mean, with the engineering back then, we had to kind of sell for what we had back then. But now with the fantastic engineering between Takara Tomy and Hasbro, they really have been they've been able to produce figures that are very faithful to the animated model from the Generation 1 cartoon series and or the movie. So this figure is fantastic. I mean, let me go ahead and rotate him around so you can see what he looks like from all angles. The only one thing that I have a little beef about is the backpack here. They kind of should have just left it one piece, kind of like the Generation 1 toy and Combiner Wars. They kind of like separated, kind of make it look more like a jetpack, kind of like make it blend with the figure, but he just added more kibble to Wild Rider's back. And that's the only setback I have with this figure. Other than that, I really enjoy this figure. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you guys for watching Rad Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Reviews. I'll check you guys out next time.